Hello and welcome to another weekly episode of the Be Your Fridge podcast. On this week's episode, it's Brewser 2.0 time.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, your home, real beer, real breweries, real opinions, the Beer Fridge podcast. As always, wherever you listen, make sure you subscribe, hit that ding-a-ling-a-ling to be notified of every single episode. You can show your support by giving us a 5-star rating. You can show your official support by going to patreon.com/Beer Fridge podcast. The link is in the bio. My name's Gavin. I've got my drinking friends in the form of Scott and MD, the OGs.
The
Are in the
OGs.
room. OGs are in the room. Callum is.
Callum's going to hate that when he hears it.
Yes, I know. I nearly put it in the group chat just to piss him off on purpose.
And I guarantee he won't listen, so fuck him.
I know. We can actually go live to Callum as he's at Murrayfield. That's listening. Yep, pointless. Literally no point in that at all. What a waste of time. Pile of shite.
Oh, wait, Mike, but yeah, no
Horrid.
my bag at all.
Let's start off as we normally do. Go around the virtual table and see what we're drinking and kick.
Let's go around the table.
But the bomb, I'll kick things off because I am on technically beer number 3, because I combined two stubbies together and they were both the same. It was from the local brewery of Gun Brewery. The beer is Mush Talk. It's a cold IPA at 5.5%. Obviously had to have it in the correct glassware.
Excellent.
Indeed.
Lovely.
And it is indeed. Lager or pale is the question on the packaging. This is small batch 1159. With this cold IPA, there is no need to choose. You get the best of both worlds. Cold, like when the cold IPA fad started, like we were right on it, and we kind of dropped off a wee bit. But I've noticed them creeping back in a lot more over the last kind of 3 or 4 months. Obviously, summer months kicking in, so been jumping on the name, and this is really, really good. I'm actually more looking forward to, at some point over the weekend, actually going to the tap room and drinking this straight from tank. So that'll be even more exciting than it is just in this lovely little tanker. So if you get a chance to have it, I would do Mush Talk Cold IPA from Gun Brewery. Good stuff. MD?
I'm on a Siren Soft Pale Ale Mesmerist. It's a supermarket number. I got one of these like fridge packs of the week just because of like sheer convenience, and thought I've never tried any of these, I'll just lift them, and shock horror, they're all supermarket pale ales, so you may as well throw a different, like, same label on it, add a different hop and all the rest of it. It's fine. Soft pale ale, I think's
Weird.
Trying to differentiate it from generic. It's like you say, it's okay. It's quite floral, which I find quite surprising from a Siren supermarket beer. I would assume that would have been a little bit more easy, like kind of more just playing on the kind of tropical vibes. But it is quite like a kind of Parma Violet way, if that's the best way. Like kind of got that like odd florally like kind of weirdness. That's kind of what I'm getting.
Reel that one in.
So I'll try.
Love it.
Like I was going to say, that's an OG reference. Like so the can, like you say, just for anybody that decides to watch, just you can see it and you can stay clear of it.
Unless you're into Parma Violets, right?
No, exactly.
But,
More power to you. Carry on.
Gilroy?
Well, I'm on everybody's favourite Dutch strain beer. Sorry, Belgian, but purchased in Holland. Train beer.
Big Shoff?
Show off this.
No.
La Chouffe. This is the breakfast beer of choice en route to Amsterdam.
Miguel, you go buy the beers, and I'll buy the sandwiches. It comes back with fucking 4 bottles of that. Aye, that'll get us on. Miguel, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Aye.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, that's 8%. This is an off license. 100% buying that. Like a WH Smith's, like sandwich shop, and they were selling cans at 8% blonde. I was like, excellent, that'll do it. Breakfast of champions alongside a wee BLT sandwich or something like that. Good fun. But I've decided to have a La Chouffe blonde. I saw it it was in Sainsbury's. Obviously a supermarket staple for the likes of Sainsbury's and the rest of them. Every time I go there, always got the beer aisle anyway, but I'm looking for Stiegel, and I've only ever seen the Radler. The Stiegel Radler's there all the time, the kind of grapefruit Stiegel's version of the Schofferhofer stuff. I've never seen, not in the one in Livingston anyway, I've not seen the just straight Stiegel, which I'm desperate to try again for when we were in, last time I had it was when we were in Vienna. So I'm looking forward to trying that. But I picked this up as a consolation prize, and it's excellent. It's just super Moorish. It's got the right level of carbonation, so it's more carbonated than you would normally have in other pale ales and stuff like that. But it's no, I think sometimes they do it's a bit over, whereas this is kind of pretty perfect. Lovely. Decent glass, and it looks perfect, and it's just lovely. It's everything you want for a Belgian beer. So it's got that kind of no funk, but you know what I mean. It's got that kind of distinctly Belgian flavour to it. It's perfect for what is weirdly the warmest night ever.
Mate,
I'm
dying in here, by the way.
It's absolutely sweltering, and I imagine the rest of the week's only going to get worse. So it's the perfect thirst quencher. Really enjoying it.
Good stuff. I'll throw in another one because, like I said, I'd already finished those gun beers a while back. But a brewery that's been mentioned, I think, every single week for the last 4-6 weeks, as a brewery we're having at the start of the podcast, Burn and Sky, Arise Pale Ale.
That's on everybody's bingo card, I'd imagine.
Yes, exactly. This is basically their stalwart pale, Citra, Centennial, Amarillo, a bit of peach, a little bit of pine, just fucking cannot miss.
Nice.
Excellent stuff. Loving it. Only thing that lets it down on this one, and normally I would say it's my glass, but this glass is the one I use the most because it's the best one, and it's just lost a wee bit of its heat, but I suspect the little place that I buy it from isn't refrigerated, and the sun smacks it, and it wasn't in the best place, so it may have affected the beer ever so slightly, but not in taste. But yeah, it's fucking good fucking stuff. Right, let's see what's new in the craft beer world with the latest news update.
News update.
Right then, they are celebrating their 10 years of being there. And throughout the month of August, there's going to be loads of events. There's going to be 10 new beers throughout the month. They're also having a big party at the end of the month on the 23rd of August. Live music, lots of beers, as you would expect. So keep an eye on those celebrations. The other thing to mention from me is the Craft Beer channel. Are doing the latest live stream, and they're partnering up with the team at Donzoko. And you can buy a mix pack from the team at Donzoko and do a drink along with those guys. And it's basically like a big foam trilogy. I'm going to go through all the big foam. You get the pack is 6 beers. You get this cool, it's fucking really cool. I really want it actually. Kind of flute glass, which is wicked. Doesn't fit a full beer. You'll be lucky to fit half your beer in it, but it still looks shit hot. So yes, Craft Beer Channel's live stream drink along with Donzoko. Go over to their social media page and you'll get more information on them. D, anything you want to mention, mate?
For me, the only real news, like beer wise, is I suppose just a gripe on how fucking busy Edinburgh is.
Oh, mate.
It's obviously it's fringe season, it's festival season, and the volume is just mental. And can I just say, my gripe, and this is maybe no beer news, this is more like local government news, but Edinburgh Council didn't make it easy either, with fucking every road getting shut, pedestrianised. Like, Edinburgh's the worst anyway for trying to get vans up cobbled streets and down like Cowgate, fucking whatever you want, honestly. So I suppose that's probably in the news because it's the same every year. And like you say, the capital goes for having 500,000 people in it to 1.3 million or whatever it is over the course of the month. But honestly, fuck me. Like, yeah, so that's just more a gripe. That's probably more professional than it is anything else. But
the thing I think with this year's Fringe Festival, obviously it's always busy anyway. It's always, like you said, a nightmare to get in and out and get around Edinburgh. But with the Oasis concert, it's just made it, I think, 100 times worse.
One thing, like, there is the main bits for the Fringe this year are sponsored by Molson Coors. So, for anybody that's travelling to the capital, if you were going for, say, a comedy show up at the Gilded Balloon or the Underbelly and all that kind of stuff, the high chance of the beer lineup you're going to get is going to be Madre, Staropramen, Carlin, Coors, all that fun stuff. The Salt, Apocalypse.
Alpacalypse. Anyway.
But I'm saying all that because that is like they are the main kind of sponsor, so they've got like loads of pop-up stuff. But it's been really refreshing to see like loads of Stewart's banners up, Barney's banners up. God almighty. There was I seen some vault stuff floating around the other day as well, which was cool. Don't get me wrong, like it's not enough, and obviously I'm fighting that battle as well. And you're fighting against do you put signage up for a month? Do you spend that marketing budget to open a door that is probably going to get closed in September, or do you But it's been really nice to see and like stuff doing like people doing pop-ups and some proper good Scottish beers kind of making their stay on bars, so which is nice.
See, but like conversation, like if you go back to the when we had Ali on from Barney's, like this month is just so ridiculous. One, it's so ridiculously busy, but for the likes of these breweries, so important just for keeping them going. And it's like every time I open Instagram and like I said, the Stuart's Moonwake and all these type of places and Barney's and that have all got stuff on Instagram. It's good.
It needs to be done though. It needs to be done.
Yeah, but fuck me.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah. If you take your time, you'll get there. Oh, shut up. There you go. There you go. My button's playing with me there. Gilroy, anything you want to mention, mate?
That was going to be my question. What is the this year's Fringe drink? It's been. Well, you remember it was like there was a year of Krabby's alcoholic ginger beer. There was the year of Copperberg had a year. I'm sure there was something else. There's probably been a Kronenberg year. There's normally a thing, and it's like that's what all the Molson Coors are. Obviously, if they're the ones doing it, it'll be Madry. I'd imagine it'll be Madry badges everywhere. I would think that sponsors all the kind of skirtings of all the kind of barriers and all that type of stuff. You see it all the time. Or you used to get it cheap. It would be like Krabby's alcoholic ginger beer that's the festival sponsored drink. So that's all the comedians that are obviously there, knowing very much money, have probably lost money to go and attend and run their show at the festival. Everybody's drinking that because that's the only thing at the end that'll definitely be left, because it's never the most popular. I remember a couple of years ago it was the cocktails on tap thing, and they had all the cocktails on tap, and that was the jam. To ask about that, and then I saw obviously an Edinburgh staple, Vault City had collaborated with a Glasgow-based comedian, Kim Blythe, her name is, and she's made a beer with them. It's Cowboy in it. It's called, or Cowboy. That's what our Fringe show's called, and it's kind of the portion of the profits of the beer have been donated to Save the Children, with mental health initiatives and stuff as well. It's honeyberry, our favourite phallus-shaped fruit. Blueberry and lemons as well. After a bar, it was a cocktail in a bar in Glasgow that shut down. But it was like, she's saying that it was like kind of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory type thing. When they got in touch, she thought they would send her a few kind of samples or whatever, and it was like, no, what beer do you want to make? So it's available. I think it's $4.75 a can or something like that. It is. It's cool. A 5% fruit forward sour, honeyberry, blueberry, vanilla, and zesty lemon. $4.75 on Vault City's website, and a portion of the profits go to the mental health charity. It's amazing. She's got obviously done kind of loads of TikTok stuff and things like that recently, and this will be our second Fringe show, I think. So it's crazy. I mean, you can have that, buy a couple of them to make up for the fact that you can only buy yourself one of the 13% Dubai chocolate pistachio imperial stout. And if you know Vault City at all, you know exactly who's behind that fucking monstrosity.
Yes.
That's got Joe written all over it, right?
It does. It does. That screams of a glass killer.
Oh, 100%. It's
right there.
It's got a film on it for moving it around a bit. It's crazy. But yeah, good to see them get behind a comedian as well. And then I also saw the kind of battle between the Oasisers and the Fringe goers, or the people with the shows, obviously booked out or paid to go and have your show there, and then nobody's there Friday, Saturday or Tuesday because everybody's at Oasis. Which there's, I don't know what you do with that. It's a behemoth. You can't really get too mad at the Fringe organisers. What are they going to do? Tell them not to bother? I can't imagine that'll work very well, and they're hardly going to change the Fringe, are they?
No,
not at all. So,
Oasis, man. Like it's 3 nights in a month. Okay,
I know.
The Saturday nights are big in. You know the Saturday.
Oh, it means the Saturday daytime's out as well, because nobody's like the person that I saw they had a kids show cancelled as well. So obviously you've got them there. They've got kind of family friendly shows. That's the only time they can put them on, and everybody's like, "Nah, we've got a babysitter booked for 3:00 because we're all way into the gig kind of thing." And but it's a one-off. I mean, how many years will the thing we in the Fringe just gets? It seems to anyway get more and more expensive and more difficult to go to. And if you're in and about Edinburgh, good luck. For other stuff other than the Fringe, good luck to you. Remember, like I said,
Fringe, though, like what I've noticed with obviously some of the bars and the clubs and that I've been dealing with, like supplying beer to, like they're like some of the stuff is actually relatively reasonable. Like, and I think it obviously depends on who it is, but I've never been one of those like. I remember seeing Frankie Boyle at the Fringe once, and paid whatever it was to go and see him, and thought, it's Frankie, so fair enough. But like last year, we went. Like I was at work, and like when she just came through and met me after work one day, and we just walked into the stand, and was like, right, tell me who's on for the next couple of hours, right? We've got X, Y, and Z, right? Okay, and it was like, well, how many of them do you want to see? And I'm like, okay, like whatever. We're going to go and grab some food and a couple of drinks, right? Oh well, if you do this one and this one and this one, we'll give it like, and then we're like doing like kind of bulk deals and stuff. And go in and see 3 or 4 shows. You know, they're half an hour each, and you get a wee time to go out and grab a beer and whatever in between. And I know the Monkey Barrel place that's like, I have never seen a club so busy on a Tuesday, like at fucking 2 o'clock or whatever before. Like last week, first week, and it was just like they had sold out shows at 11:15 on a Tuesday, and you're like, oh man, you know. But they're doing stuff like that as well, and it's like £7 a ticket for some of the shows during the day and stuff. And I'm like, you know, I know that you kind of got to take your life in your hands a little bit because you don't know who you're seeing. But like, I don't know, like when we went 8 years back, we got these seats right up the front for the late show, didn't we? And that was fucking, you know,
it was good fun.
what a laugh that was.
I like the Pleasance Courtyard, and things like that. Like there's loads of venues around about there. There's a few decent pubs and stuff within walking distance as well. And if the weather's good, I used to have to. It was so tempting when walking down past there for up at the commie to go back home on the train. The temptation just to stop in and sit and just kind of soak up the atmosphere was really enticing. So it's a good thing to go into if you're of that frame of mind. But see if you're trying to work, absolutely brutal.
Denny.
Like I could only have, my office kind of looks over that bit at the where kind of Shakespeare's and stuff is, and it would have been torture today to see. It would have been crowded as anything, and the temptation would have been strong just to jump and go over there.
Cal's been in there since what, 11:30? 11, half 11.
They've got a picture of fucking Levelhead or Green Eye or whatever the heck it's called.
There was a Levelhead, a Green King Levelhead picture at 12 o'clock. There was a picture of the Brewdog
Well, the different names
at about 11:30. Like the one that stood out for me in that list was the cold IPA. Fun enough, was that?
100%.
Was that?
Definitely.
But no, it's mad. It's mad.
Right mad. Yes.
If you're a Brewser subscriber, and if you're a long-term listener, you'll know that we are. We've supported the guys kind of from the start. To be fair, we are some of the first subscribers. Just FYI. But Brewser, they've made a change.
They membership cards, eh?
No. A little black card wouldn't go miss. So Brewser 2.0 is due to be released. They're making a change to how it's structured at the moment. So if you're not aware and you're a Brewser subscriber, the way you were doing it before, you had a list of over 200 breweries you could pick from, and you could select each month what one you wanted. But they're making some big changes. It's now going to be on a rotating basis. And each month we're only going to have 20. Lineup will be of 20 breweries each month. It will change month to month. How that works, we're not entirely sure. We will get the guys on
7 staples, right? Isn't it? Is it? You'll get one of that. But I was trying to remember if I was right.
You are 100% correct. There will be 7 residents, so resident breweries. That consists of Arbor, Beak, Cloudwater, Dea, Left-Handed, Giant, Vault City, and Verdant. So, not a bad list of residents, in fairness. And those
based on the few randomizers, I would have them. That if you pulled them on a random spin, you'd be over the moon. Any one of them.
Exactly. And these 7 breweries are committing to having 9 beers in the box, and it's still going to cost you £38. So, there's been talk on our Discord, there's been talk on the Brewser Facebook group, going back and forward with thoughts and theories and queries and maybe question marks around it. What's kind of, Scott, when you kind of first heard it, your first gut opinion of it, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent?
I always think about not always. What came to mind was the smaller breweries.
Yeah.
And the bit they mentioned about that, which is that they want to stay true to that. We get new ones in, and that's probably going to appeal to that smaller brewery that probably doesn't make it into or doesn't feel comfortable being in that 200 list all the time because their output doesn't match the need to have 8 beers or whatever it is in your box for the £38 worth of product there all the time. Like if we think about take your pick, any of the smaller breweries we've had on
the
before.
one we just had, the one we just had, the three of us, 360, they're not massive.
That they would find it difficult. It kind of opens up and gives them a space to get in on quite a big subscriber volume without necessarily having to have all of the output of a Cloudwater or a Dea or one of the residents, if you like. So it was positive on that front, and it's good to see them rotate through, and that'll be really interesting to get some good ones rotate through. That was my initial thought.
Yeah,
that's a positive, which isn't. I know everybody's choking on their tea, beer, whatever it might be, because I'm normally Captain Negative, but I thought it was a really cool thing.
I feel like Captain Flip Flop will play devil's avocado here.
I kind of like it. Kind of sums up everything that I said last week when you asked us the subscription service.
It's funny how I mentioned that. It's like I knew. I didn't actually know. It was pure coincidence.
100% we knew. That's why people listen here. You get the exclusive
inside scoops.
So for me, it kind of solidifies where I was last week. Like I feel like that it is slightly overrated. I think the opportunity. I think the 200 breweries is too much, and I think going through it, it's great to have all that choice, but at the same time, like I said that last week, like I would rather spend the time and pick the beers out that I want. Like if you've got the 7 staples, in all honesty with you, I might just stick with I'm going to have the 7 on rotation every month. Like give me one of the 7 because I know what I'm getting. Like I said that last week, there's no real complication to it for the most part. Like Vault would probably be the only one
I was going to say
I wouldn't have out of just because of the styles of beer and all the rest of it. So give me the 6 and I'll take 2 boxes of them over the course of the year. I'm probably quite happy at that. But to Gil's point, having a rotation of, if it is 20 new or 14, 13 new breweries that pop up every month, a small brewery, like you think about Brett at Strangers, tiny one-man band. But if he was like, you know what, I'm going to have Brewser access in February next year, I can plan to have 8 beers available.
Yeah.
And you can plan it into your
100%.
Your year, and give you that access. Like from a Williamsboro's point of view, it would probably quite handy being like, all right, well, give me February, and I'll make sure I've got 8 beers for you, and then we sell how many, and then their on-trade sales manager can punt the rest of the shit that we didn't have. Do you know? But so planning that's quite handy. But from a consumer point of view, like I say, I feel like it justifies everything that I said last week. But if I'm like how Callum thought about it, I'd be a bit pissed off, I think, because I'm saying, well, I don't have the time to visit the bottle shops. I don't know too much about the craft beer world or whatever Callum does, obviously. But if I'm that consumer, so it's.
I don't I'll play the other side of that argument. I think it then allows the consumer then to be more focused if they're given 2 or 3 ones or 2 or 3 that they didn't know of, and you can go right there's a 20. 3 of those ones are smaller, you've maybe never heard of before, so that's your 3, and that will change month to month. And to your point, I think it works on both sides.
What happens if you're the big stout drinker?
Well, I can only
But
Yeah.
nobody's catered. Nobody's catered for there hasn't been a beer subscription service catered for a dark beer drinker since Beer Me Now.
Yeah.
True. That's very true.
But
So they used to have the
Brewser,
they
you
used to
can
have the
still
mixed.
and yeah, there's mixed and all the rest of it, but dark and mixed and all the rest of it. But like, so for example, dark beer maybe wasn't the right thing. So here's me like kind of flipping on myself already. But like, so if you're a sour beer drinker or a mixed firm fan, so you would have Wilderness, you would have Tartarus, you would have Holy Goat, you would have Burning Sky, you would have name like from a sour Vault, Pastore, you would have like a variety of breweries to pick from every single month out of the 200.
Do you then think? Sorry, Mark. Do you then think that it's more so then becoming a subscription service for people that are in that pale ale, hazy pale kind of vibe, and it's the niches, so to speak, of, and I know they're not niches, but of dark beer drinkers and solely sour drinkers, they're just going to get left behind, and it's going to be just the plain Jane's pale ale central, and
I think
these.
the boys will add variety to the 20. Do you know what I mean? Like you've got to. Do you know? But it's really difficult. Like so, you know, if you take 5 of those breweries that I just mentioned, mixed, firm, and sour, right, and then you add the 7 resident breweries, right, then you're thinking, right, okay, well, so we're at 12 already. We've got 8 more breweries that we can add, right? So you know, but then those 5 that we mentioned are not available next month.
Mhm.
So is there another batch to go out? And there might be, like, again, I'm just like, for me, it's like I say,
Same with AF beers as well.
Oh, true. Well, that's the thing. Like, you know, is there only one AF available every month?
Yeah.
Aye. I mean, and it's hard to get, like, it's hard to say. I think it's probably the not the flaw in the model, but the limitation of the model. It's good it's great if you're looking to explore a new brewery and you're maybe adding on, and obviously you've got the ability to add on boxes, but because of their preference for freshness, keeping it in the brewery's hands, so the brewery gives it to the consumer still. They're acting as the middle person. That means you've got to compromise somewhere. You don't get the bottle shop approach whereby, I think, Mark, as a consumer, you're probably more style orientated than you are necessarily brewery. I think you have a range that you're in, which is why the bottle shop model, where you maybe, and some bottle shops do this, where you can kind of pick. I know the beer connoisseurs mentioned it a few times, where his kind of bottle shop of choice, they'll build a box for him. He'll just pick the things he wants, sets it aside, pays for it, and then he'll go in and collect it or get the box shipped to him once he's reached a number of beers. And that model might suit differently. You might spend about the same amount, but then you can stay in your preferred lane style-wise, but go round about the gambit of breweries, and you probably get quite a wide range. Not 200, but you'll get quite a wide range for the stores or the shop selection. Whereas if you're interested in figuring out a new brewery and saying, well, what are you good at? But it does mean they've got to have that many. And then some of the breweries that you end up with, and I'm getting to my point eventually, is that you end up in the periphery of the styles that you would necessarily go to that brewery for. I think maybe sometimes when you're trying a new brewery, you want to try, well, what's your flagship? What's your best? Like we did it in the when we were in the US and Canada. It was how many times I was like straight in new brewery. What's your flagship IPA?
Yep.
I'm trying that first, because if then we figure out that you're good at that, and that's the one that you say is the best, then we can maybe branch out in either direction for there. I want to try the flagship version. This is us in liquid form beer, and then we'll go for there kind of thing. So it maybe is limiting on that basis. But if you're out there to explore new breweries and explore a brewery for everything they've got, then that model maybe works. And getting a few new ones in there all the time definitely helps. And it'll
Question
help
then.
at birthday time as well when you're adding on a second box. So you can have your 6 residents, one of your 6 or 7 residents, and then tackle on a wee off the wall left field number. Your
Question
additional box.
then instead. So from them like reducing that brewery one bid from 200 to 20. Do we think that potentially makes it more accessible then for these people that are getting into craft beer? Because they like seeing 200, you'd be like, wow,
Yeah.
where the fuck do I start with this?
That can be quite off-putting if you're newer in, because it's also difficult to keep up. You're dealing with really small breweries.
Yeah.
Copy isn't their strong suit.
No.
It's not what they're concentrating on. They're concentrating on the liquid, hopefully, which is that's what you want. You didn't really, but you want maybe only having that many means you know when your shot's coming up. You tweak your copy to make it as appealing to your new people. You get the chance to to think about what you're going to put up there in terms of blurb, if you like, rather than just saying, "Oh, just put what's on the can up there," kind of thing, or just pick what's on the about us on the website, as opposed to doing something maybe a wee bit more thought out for the new drinker or the person that's never come across you before. And it's good because it lets them think about what are my 8 beers going to be. It's going to be the best of X rather than I know we said there's the potential for duplicates, and there always has been, but rather than duplication or the odd collab, which wasn't really you kind of thing, or it allows you to think about you've got it coming up and really sell yourself.
Yeah. Can I throw a wee wrinkle in just as I should? So with the new system, obviously with the old system, you could have your whole year planned and you spend half an hour, right? And you have your whole year, right? I'm going to have Verdant, Beak, Left-Handed Giant, whatever, right? So with the new system, it's basically going month by month. Now,
true.
We all know how appalling we are at the Brewser and forgetting and having it on the old random mystery box, and everybody gets the same box every month.
My first update to remind me that my Brewser box was coming doesn't come through Brewser, it's Yodel.
Aye.
I see the Yodel email saying your package is about to be dispatched. I'm like, what the fuck have I ordered now? Oh, it's beer.
Was it every or whatever it was? I don't know.
Bugger.
But, so for me, that is a slight off-put because I'm horrific at it. And I'm horrific when I could have the option of booking a year in advance.
Yeah.
But
that's another bit though as well. It'll be in to see if you can do 6 months or whatever. I mean, I suppose you could do it obviously with the residents. Obviously,
you can still do a surprise. You can do mystery.
I'll be interested to see what happens. It's an interesting change. I get it. I kind of get it from both sides of the fence of the consumer being upset but then at the same time being excited about it, just to narrow it down and say, because there's times where, Christ, I would go between the 3 or 4. Not. Whereas if it narrows my selection to, in fact, when you were talking about it, Scott, it made me think about us trying to arrange our NFL fantasy draft. Just pick, just say that this is your 20. Pick, and then you decide what one you want. Right, cool.
Yeah,
right, there you go. Then just deal with that, and then next month you have another one to deal with.
I wonder
instead of us teasing everybody.
I wondered if it was a bit of a ploy in terms of diversifying slightly. So we obviously know the guys are super ambitious, and the premise and the beer subscription thing. I think they've done it. Like you say, they're the A class, having the variety in breweries, the relationships. Putting the onus on the breweries, all that kind of stuff. I think it's awesome, right? So, in the boys we trust, at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? If this, the question is, will this change make me become a non-subscriber? And the answer is no, right? And I don't know how many. Like, if we done a poll on it, I think you would have the odd person that'll be annoyed and will want to throw toys out the pram. But I think for the most part, everybody's still going to subscribe because the quality and the level of the beer is still incredible. So my initial kind of point to it was like, I wonder if this is a way for them to sort of diversify up and maybe look at it as a way to run an online shop, an online marketplace, I'm not saying a wholesaler, but become a player within that market, similar to Seller, similar to something
You get
like
it. You get it. You used to get it in Beer 52.
Aye.
Well, you still do.
Aye.
You can do your box and you can buy direct out their shop.
And I wonder if that's a way so they have less inventory, but at the same time still being able to offer the best of the best, and can I allow them in that access? I don't know. Again, might be talking out of turn, and there's no inside knowledge or anything there. It's just total like speculation.
No, but we will endeavour to get the guys on from Brewser, get them back on. It's been a while since we spoke to them properly in the podcast, so we will get them back on and discuss. But dig deep, get the answers that you need. In fact, let's be honest, it's the answers that we want as consumers and as subscribers of Brewser. So look forward to seeing that. Right. Let's get a wee beer update before I tell you what my weekend was like. Waddish. Fucking yes. Umbard is the next beer I am on. Umbard Big Juicy. This is a take on their stalwart pale of Juicy. This is Big Juicy that have amplified to 8 percentage points. 8 horsepower is what we're working with here. And in fairness, I don't remember it being so upfront on the alcohol level, and you feeling that it is 100% 8%, 100% 8%. That made sense. But it is bold, it is beautiful, it's juicy, as the name would intend it to be, and it is good beer. I feel like I just prefer normal juicy, to be fair, rather than the amplified version. But it's a once a year thing. So I had to grab it. It's been out for a wee while, in fairness, but it's yes, probably the last one I'll get of the Umbar Big Juicy, but worth a go. Gil, you switched over?
I've not, but I can tell you what I had first. While he's not here,
I know he's
I had a lovely Pilsner from one of Glasgow's finest breweries in West. So this is Fireabend, which I believe has changed its name now. I can't remember what its new name is.
Has it changed?
I call it Fireabend. Yeah, they've changed the name. I'm sure that was an inside. Because
nobody could.
Inside track. But it's there. It's West Pilsner. It's 4.6%. It's dry. Got that kind of grape flavour, gooseberry flavour to it. It's super Moorish, incredible, even better on draft, but the cans are excellent as well. Picked them up in Morrison's and they're a perfect fridge filler if you're looking for something independent that's good to enjoy. So I had one of them first and it was the perfect thirst quencher in what is an absolutely sweltering night.
I'm sweating my tits off in here.
Yeah.
So at the weekend, if you listened to last week, you'll know I attended on Saturday evening. It's the first Saturday evening session of a festival I've been to in a long
list of you.
Long. No, these tickets are paid for. FY, I paid. Well, I didn't pay for them.
I know, but it's very A-list to go on an evening. Normally, we are in and out early doors, and start your day at 8:30.
In my bed by 9.
Definitely,
exactly.
The latest.
I will safely say, and I will stand on this hill, or these hills. That is one of the best festivals I've been to, and it's more so just for the collective for the breweries that are available is just insane. The setup is really cool. Yes, it is very hippie and very like the video that was on
I thought you
when I
were
went
away.
live. When I went live on Instagram, it looks like we were going to like sacrifice a goat
I
or some
thought
shit.
I thought you had given up all your worldly possessions and had moved into a yurt.
But
I saw the guys with the drums and stuff.
exactly. The tickets. So the wife got early bird tickets, so I think they were like 20 quid. 20 quid for the ticket.
With came with a free copy of Dianetics, did it?
I may as well have done, to be fair.
A free personality test.
It's a token-based festival. So my head originally was, I said to the missus, I was like, look, I'll get 50 quid worth of tokens. But they had 3 options. And there was no 50 quid option. The top option was £72, and it gave you 35 tokens. So I was like, that'll do.
Ding, ding, ding.
Give me that. In fairness, it lasted the both of us the whole night. So between that's 37 quid each on tokens, and it literally lasted us to the last beer when the evening was done. But I walked in, and I look 3 breweries up to my left, and there's other half. Bosh, yes, straight to other half. I've got Nectar Diamonds Double IPA 8.5%, High Motueka Nelson Lakes IPA 6.8%. I got a half of each. Half of the diamonds was 4 tokens. Half of the other one was 3 tokens. Yes, was on the pricey side of tokens. And at that point, I was like, shit, I am going to spend a shit ton of money here. I'm going to run through these tokens in a heartbeat. Turns out it wasn't the case. Like I said, they lasted me the whole night. The breweries that were more local, like Abyss, Beak, and other UK-based breweries, it was like 1 token for a third and 2 tokens for a half. So like, you're sorted, absolutely sorted. So flying through those, very mate, ridiculously reasonable. So you could spend a wee bit more tokenage on the higher ABV stuff and the kind of stuff that's travelled. I think my second stop.
Compare that in here as well. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm just thinking.
No, you're right.
What it made me think about was the friends and family stuff where it wasn't token based, but I'm talking it was like 50 quid for your ticket, and then you were getting your festival pours, everything, and that had all the trilliums and the other halves and this, that, and the next thing. But it's no an apples to apples comparison because it's beer and it's no cider. But also, we've moved on. You think about how much more difficult and expensive it is to import things, to bring it over, to do all that stuff, and to have it, even the other half stuff in that's 3 tokens isn't really. No, it's not that expensive in the grand scheme. I get in comparison to the local stuff. It's obviously it allows you, if you're kind of
genuinely see if you split it down, like but the ticket price and what was spent on tokens, it was like 55 quid each, which is actually
that's a really cheap night out now.
Aye, and it's less. It's actually less than a ticket for We Are Beer.
It was. I don't know. Again, there was cocktails and stuff involved. But if you think about that night out we had recently in Bathgate, when the beer we had, just me and you on our own, was more than that, and the beer was rotten.
It was guff.
Then made a venture over. I think this might be the third beer in to the Cloudwater stand. They had the latest version of Chubbles, quadruple IPA, 12%. Literally,
like to say Quipper every now and again. That's good.
Quipper, was incredible. So I got the Quipper, and the missus got their kind of not their Stalwart IPA, and she tried a bit of the quad, and she was like, "That makes this taste like water." Like she's like, "My IPA literally tastes like water." She's like, "That's fucking rocket fuel." I was like, "Yep, it's great."
How many tokens was that? How many tokens was that?
Again, that was 3. And I did get a third that time.
What did it work out a token then? If you spent £72, what does that work out per token?
Oh no, Christ!
There you go. Mark can work that out in the background.
No, I don't hear how many tokens you go for 72 quid.
35.
Something like that. 35 or 32, I think it was.
2 quid a token, basically. Under Just like 35.
£6
two
for a
days.
third. 5-6 quid for a third. That's but it's a quad IPA. I mean,
Oh, it's a
what is
quad.
that? What was it? 12% or something?
12% rocket fuel. Honestly, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Then you had the Burnt Mill. You go Burnt Mill had their 8-acre West Coast IPA. That was incredible. But then I'm sitting there, and you could literally travel the world in beer. It was insane. Dos Quis from Spain. That was maybe the best beer I had. It's called Universe Hazy IPA, Nectaron Crush, and Nelson Cryo. That was a 7% hazy. That was ridiculous. Then I traveled to Canada, Missourium, and I had their Wild Inhumation, which was a wild pale, with raspberries. That was the palate cleanser that was required at that time of the evening. Ridiculous. Then I go a wee bit further down, go to Finback, and I've got Grain Finisher and Rolling in Clouds, which is the one. The Rolling Clouds was one I picked. Hazy IPA, 2 tokens for a third, 3 for a half. I should have got a t-shirt and a hat. Bollocks! I've just seen that as a tenner.
That was that thing I posted you. When the beer's that good, you start buying merch.
Oh mate, we went to, in fairness, we went to the Beak kind of merch bit, and I was like, I've already got a t-shirt and I've already got a tumbler. I don't really need to have any more. Pressure Drop were there. We sampled some of that stuff. That was ridiculous. Another beer from America, F. And it genuinely, see, to get the different breweries and the breweries that we have waxed lyrical about, and be able to travel the world and be in that one small space, like Totopia in Japan. They were incredible as well. There was one brewery, another Japanese one, that had the biggest queue I've seen in my life, and folk were just queuing for days just to get a hold of their beer. Super hype. But then beside it, you went 2 breweries up, there's other half, and there was no queue. That's what when I walked in, there's this big mad queue for this Japanese brewery. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. But then two stalls up, there's other half. There's no queue. I was like, is everybody stupid? I was like, thank you. Cheers now.
That was like Big Swally was like that, wasn't it? But it was because Vault City were selling a slushy thing. And we wandered in and wandered straight to the other half. But was it the one thing I was going to ask you, and just because Callum's not here, and it would definitely be his top question to ask, was it reps for was there reps there from other half?
Every single person that was pouring was from the brewery.
You can't get better for that. You can't get better than that.
Like the American ones had the Americans there, and then Verdant were there. So I spoke to Paul, their sales rep, who I met a couple of weeks ago at the other event at the local bottle shop that was at. He was there. It was.
He filed a restraining order yet?
Well, he was fucking pissed. Like, and this was early doors on the Saturday sesh. Must have been like an hour and a half in. I bumped into him and he was wankered, which is hilarious. So, to get that wide range of breweries that across the world in one place, and to actually get people from the breweries there was incredible. The beer was ridiculous. The space is really good, much better than what they had before. And I would, especially if you get the weather, I would recommend these house to anybody. It is insanely good. Granted, the music at the start of the evening was a wee bit weird, but then it gradually got into a wee bit more dancey stuff.
Was it a bit folky? Was it?
Oh mate, it was pure. It was It wasn't. It was folky. It was proper hippie shit, and I was like, I'm going to end up like chewing the grass or smoking the trees here in a minute. Here, it's just a bit mad. So no, hats off to the team at Beak. It's one of. It'll probably be the best festival I've been to this year. Easy. I'll find it hard for a festival to beat it purely for the selection of breweries. It's ridiculous. And I can see why it gets them though, because it's only like half an hour away from Gatwick, so they can go to Gatwick and you're literally just jump off in the train, you're there. So I get it. So if you get a chance to go to these hills, do so. You'll not be disappointed. It's so good, so good. Right then.
I just want to mention this beer because it's been discussed.
Oh, sorry.
Probably the last 2 weeks by 2 different panel members or podcast members, and it's the Hop Classic.
Oh, aye.
Oh, did you get one?
I got one, and this is a phenomenal. This is the best supermarket beer I've ever had. I'm saying that knowing that Miguel wasn't sure last week, but
I was on the fence.
I looked and I flung it into Untapped because I obviously haven't spent a bit of time in Aberdeen and that working, and I'd spent a bit of time in the old 6 Degrees site, and I was like, I wonder if I've ever tried this on draft, and I had in November 2018.
Wow.
And my notes then, best beer I have sampled from 6 Degrees North. Easy to drink, full of fruitiness, but not too hoppy. And I've got to admit, I'm kind of agreeing with old MD here. Like,
So you're not flip-flopping for a change.
And 2018 Mark was definitely not as...
He had a bit of hair.
Well,
Maybe.
He was holding on to here. He might not have had much here, but he was holding on to it. That's for sure. But he definitely wasn't into his like kind of wheat Belgian style beers as much as this version is. And I don't know, like whether you got a dodgy can or.
I need to go back to the well again. You know what it is? I think I was looking for when it said Belgian, I was looking for something that wasn't probably as Belgian-y as it is, which is probably the closest to the style as it is on the can.
It's got
beer.
It's got there's a bit of funk in it, like fruity funk.
Aye, definitely. It has that kind of proper Belgian ale. It hits that mark.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yes, and I just wasn't looking for that when I opened it, and I drank it expecting to take a huge pull, like this is going to like a Sierra Nevada style, half the can away in one drink, and I was like, ooh, and it just kind of wasn't in the frame of mind for a Belgian ale. But now I'm back on the shift train to Amsterdam. I could well be involved.
You're saying that, but I have like canned this in like 3 drinks. It is Moorish. But this is. But you're talking about styles, and we mentioned that earlier. Like, you know, the whole like when your palate is on something. Like I know you're all about like style equality. You know, you'll jump around and make sure everybody gets a fair play. Whereas, like you say, when I'm on something, I'm on it, and like that's it. Like and you know, soft pale ales can kind of die in fires for me.
I just made the list. I was going to say that's one of the weirdest. That's the weirdest style. Like if that becomes the new Mountain IPA, I'll be super upset. But it's in that. It goes immediately into that bucket of that is a nonsense name.
So it should just go in the bucket. In all honesty, like I'm leaning in. Like we're an hour in, I can say stuff like that now.
Agreed.
Agreed, indeed. Right there.
Time.
There's the bell. Right, regular listeners or listeners of last week's podcast, we've now got a new segment, which doesn't really have a name, but I'm going with the working title of Bitter Truth. Where we take 5 minutes, and I'm literally going to start the clock. And once that 5 minutes is up, you hear the bell, and then we stop the conversation. First topic is Barrel Aging doesn't automatically make it a good fucking beer. Because the amount of times we'll be like, somebody like, I've got a barrel aged. I'm like, oh yes, oh my god! Before we even tasted the beer,
part of me wants to say like anything
like,
barrel.
Oh my god, you've barrel aged. You've made a
anything barrel aged just as better. Like there's a reason why like whiskey sits in a barrel for 3 years and before and the best whiskey sits in there for 30 years. I don't know. There is.
But then does it depend on the length of time it's actually barrel aged? Because then if they go, oh, it was barrel aged for 2 months, they're like, it's fuckingly touched the sides.
I know, but there is, like, having had experience in this, like, throwing some in a barrel for 60 days does make a difference.
But does it guarantee that it's going to be a good beer?
No, but it might guarantee that you've got liquid to sell. So
Then does it then guarantee that it will sell because Gumders will see the word barrel aged and be like, oh my god, I'm buying that. It says barrel aged.
A certain type of person will buy it because it's barrel aged, and I think those people are too cute to just get it because it's barrel aged. I think there needs to be some.
Didn't you?
I think there needs to be some pedigree chum there with those people that buy barrel aged stuff.
Far.
No, 100%. They don't buy barrel age stuff for the sake of it. It catches people out once that maybe don't and think, oh, they're doing a barrel aged beer, I'll grab that. I think there can be bad barrel aged beers. I think we've tasted some of them, but it tends to be, we'll just fire this in peaty whiskey and see what it does.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the ones that are great at it, are good at it, are excellent at it, and it makes the ones that are doing it as an afterthought shine through.
I think, like you say, pedigree is the bit that you come back to. Like, there's breweries that you would trust to make the best barrel aged beer, and even if, like, the beer that comes out, I remember, like, one of the ops managers that I used to work for, and he used to say, it doesn't matter, like, what comes out at the end. It matters what goes in beforehand, because, like, if you throw shite in, shite comes out.
100%.
You know, barrel aging shite, like barrel aging something that you're not sure about, is not going to make it any better. Do you know what I mean? Like, his thing was always like,
you can't save a beer by barrel aging it, can you?
No, like, you've got to be, like, you can be unsure about the beer going in, right? And normally, the reason I'm saying that is because the ABV needs to be slightly higher. So if you were brewing a beer, and I'm going to take, like, Broughton for example, like, so Old Jock's the perfect beer to throw into a barrel. Okay, it's 6.5%, 6.7%. But so you've got that, like, I have a traditional beer that we brew all the time. I can nail this beer with, like, you know, we brew it every week. We know where the gravity needs to be. We know where the colour needs to be. We know where all that kind of stuff has to hit. Let's throw it in a barrel, and then let's see how it reacts after 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, whatever, right? You can do that. Whereas if you're like, well, we want to make a barrel-aged beer, right? Well, we need to brew something, right? Well, we've got our 4.5% stout, right? Let's amp that up because we need it to be in that 6.
Yeah.
You know, I can't remember the actual, like there is obviously a bit of chemistry to go with it, and somebody listening can point it out. But, like, you throw something in at 6%, and depending on how long in the barrel and all that kind of stuff, then, you know, you can kind of gauge, but there is still that variability in terms of what it comes out as in terms of the ABV. So if you throw something in at 4, like, the chances are that, yeah, okay, you might get up to 5-6%, but who's buying a 6% barrel aged beer?
No.
You know,
you want it needs to have that. It's almost like, and again, know nothing about the science, but it's got to have I would think you need to have the ABV high enough to be able to strip the flavour off the walls of the inside of the barrel.
It goes into overtime there. Next timer has started.
I sped up.
You did. This one is so. There's some of this. Fuck it. Cloudwater hasn't been cool since 2017. 2017, I should say. And the hype train has left the building for Cloudwater. Thoughts? So this is when Cloudwater had their Dipper, Beer Gonzo version 9 that came out. It's literally the same time when Peanut Riot came out from Fierce, which is a Yes, a podcast stalwart. Tiny Rebels Stay Puffed was kicking about then as well. It's more of an
What's the
inkling
phrase
than
they
that.
used? Haven't been what? Trendy.
Cool.
Yes, haven't been cool.
Haven't been cool. I would say the answer to that for me is yes, but they haven't been cool for me because the wave after them has started to catch them up. For me, Cloudwater are a pantheon UK brewery from a pedigree point of view. They were. I'm not saying if I say one of the first, some I'll get aggregated for that. But that's the way I want to say it, as in they were first to the punch. They were the cool brewery, and I think other breweries have caught them up in terms of being cooler and throwing more shit at the wall, and it's sticking. However, what Cloudwater have always done is been, and still do just now, are provide and produce unbelievable beers, and probably
Sorry, Karen.
and they probably sit within their wheelhouse more in a comfortable position now than they did beforehand when they were trying to kind of create this wave. So yes, I do not think they're as cool as they were in 2017. However, I think they make as good a beer as they would have done back then, and if not better.
I think it's a testament to a brewery where they can be that hype brewery and have that hype train, so to speak. But then at the same time, once that has potentially peaked, hold that and be consistent as a brewery, where consumers and fans of the brewery they may deviate and try other breweries like we've done with some of our favorites, but then when you go back you go, oh shit, like I forgot how good these guys were. I'll say that these kind of questions are up there to pose and cause conversation. It's not an opinion, it's more there to create a conversation, create a reaction.
You
So
look at Troubles delivers.
I mean, fuck, I had it.
Troubles delivers every time. You think about other hype train, quote unquote hype train beers that come out around about January, for example. Delivers every time. I've not seen anybody. I know that I'm listening for that, but in particular, but I don't hear any screams of Chubbles has lost it this time. It's not as good as the last Chubbles. Like it's there and fun to say. And they're talking about in your last question about barrel aging. How good is that barrel rack?
Oh yeah,
in the brewery. Some of the stuff that's there that they can pull whenever they want and put in the big 750s is incredible.
Some of the size of some of those barrels was ridiculous.
Mixed firm, proper floral, really drinkable, super hype, hazy, quadruple IPAs. They run the gambit of styles, and that's why they've obviously put themselves up there, but Brewser have also decided to put them in that 7 stalwart because 1, they can keep up, but 2, they can keep up and deliver.
But the variety for me is just like 2017 Cloudwater. In my head, I'm picturing it's IPA. And which is great, and but what they've done now is they have established themselves, like I keep coming back to, as just an unbelievable craft brewery. Like, I'll leave it there.
Leave it there indeed. Time to start. We've got 2 more left. Right then, second to last. Some breweries need to admit they've just peaked. It's savage. It is savage, but some breweries need to maybe just they've peaked and potentially that hype that they might have had ain't coming back.
I mean, Budweiser need to have a look at themselves.
Yeah, well, the king of beers is going to be here forever. Fuck.
I know, but they're not. I mean, I think if there's anybody who deserves to lose said crown, it's probably them.
I don't know, like, if the only reason they have lost it is because they went away for the Plaza fucking advert. That's all it is. Like, if they bring that back, like,
I'll back.
That and the slightly bigger, longer bottles of Bud Ice. Back in the day, they can stock them back up again anytime they fancy.
if we get the fucking the aluminum cans, do you know what I mean? It's
That was your fave, wasn't it? The aluminum cans.
Aluminum cans. The answer to this question, Gav, has to be no, as in, like, no brewery should realise they have lost the hype and whatever, because if you do, I think you're on
It's game over.
Aye. But at the same time, I think, going back to kind of touching where we done with Cloudwater, I think it's like, yeah, you can lose hype, but
you've peaked. It's peaked.
Okay, if you've peaked, then you're on a downward spiral for there. Do you know what I mean? And I think maintaining is possible with specific breweries in terms of, right, okay, we're at a peak, but let's try and carry on. However, like, that's where you've got to, like, that's where the best breweries diversify, and they move into different styles. They'll move into different.
And it goes into that kind of catalogue that you sent over when we got from the We Are Beer team and stuff, and then they did a bit of market research, etc., and showing how breweries can diversify and can kind of get some longevity and thrive in a market that is difficult and it is saturated and very much diluted. And it is difficult on trade, especially, and then you've got the getting into supermarkets and stuff. So, yeah, to your guys' point, yes, if you in your head say we have peaked, then you're fucked. If you built a business to a point where it has made X amount of money and has been successful to a certain degree, then you should be looking for the next level, the next surge. So
this is where, like, I think peaking at specific things is key here. Like you're saying, like, if you've peaked at, right, we've hit a beer launch or a can launch, whatever it is. Like, have we got taproom space? Have we got an on-trade kind of presence? Do we have a bottle shop presence? Do we have can we run our own festival? Can we? How do we establish? So if the hype and the peak is where we are, and we've got this audience, how do we capitalise that to ensure that we are maintaining and we have longevity? Because at the end of the day, like, we've spoke about supermarket contracts, how quickly they are to change, and they are going to change extremely soon for a lot of people. And that is going to have a huge disruption in terms of what is going to be available for the consumer. But if you're relying on one beer or one income stream or whatever it is, then, like, yeah, you're going to be fucked. Like, of course you are. Like, and that's business. And however, like, I think the peak thing, you've got to understand that it does come and go, but with the audiences and the craft beer consumer now, if you make good stuff consistently with the right message and it ticks a lot of boxes for people will come back all the time.
True. We're ahead there. We had 30 seconds, so I'll restart.
I'll go for 30 seconds if you want. Like, fuck.
No, bank the 30 seconds for the next one. We don't know what the next one is.
It has been banked. The bell has rung.
I should have went with the old. What was the TV show? Fuck's
Here's your
sake.
30 seconds, by the way.
I know. Anyway, no, we have to shout fucking bank.
Oh, weakest link.
That's it. Goodbye.
There you go. Right. Well, there you go. 25 seconds. You've wasted 25 seconds there. Right then.
Every one of them.
Last one. Some breweries are better at branding than brewing.
Easy. Impossible. Great marketeers. Liquid guff.
No.
I've not tried it yet.
I've
There's
not
a
tried
few
it.
breweries
I've
that
not
come
tried
to
it either.
mind.
I can just tell.
No, there's a few breweries that come to mind. The answer to that is yes. Like undoubtedly yes. I don't think that will stimulate too much of a discussion from any of us. And it would be quite hard to take the flip flop on that in terms of saying no. But look, the thing is, marketing and promotion is a skill. It's an art. Like there is so much work that goes into it, and being able to put yourself in it. And we've just spoke about it before with an audience that you are able to appeal to. The issue with that is when the liquid doesn't back up the message that you're saying. The industry and the audience right now, with such a saturated market, have such an easy out because the next shiny thing, the magpie, comes along and you think, oh, what's that? And your head's turned right away. The best breweries have the mix of both, that they're able to show us and like shine something at us that's new and all the rest of it. It makes you turn your head. You go, oh, I am in. And then you come back for more, and you're there consistently buying and all the rest of it. So, yes, these breweries didn't last as long, unless unless they're.
I think it's one of those things where, to your point, Mark, where they quickly get found out, and literally, is craft beer wankers like us will be quick to slate a brewery, and when they've had 2 or 3 really bad beers, and then it's hard for us to go back to that. And as soon if you get a wave of people that are doing the same, then it's going to be a hard turn. There's plenty of breweries that do marketing really well, and their stuff just doesn't quite hit the mark. Could even be in some cases it's the marketing really good, but the packaging just doesn't. What's in the can and what's out the can are completely different, and it just doesn't hit the mark. So,
what's the brewery that I like humped all over? Your is the Sussex number. Your love story, love. Right, so hold on. And the reason I've said it that way, right, because I actually can't remember the name, and I said it that way to see if it jumped out to you. Now,
I've seen the fucking cans this morning as well.
Their artwork, their branding, their message is all awesome, right? If you look at the website, if you look at like every can was like it had to be a bit of the shiny paper over it, which I'm not a fan of, but the graphics,
it's like cartoony kind of
exactly unbelievable, right? But every beer I had for them was like a D-.
Funny thing was, so after that episode where you said that, I went into the place where I normally get my beers for a Tuesday. There's two places, but the farm place, and they're like, "Oh, we've got this new stuff," and it was that brewery, and we've got this and that. Oh, apparently it's really good, and I was like, "No, my pal said it's shite. I'm not touching."
Yes.
I was like, I'm
you
not
should have
touching
at least tried one to back me up, to be fair. But
I should have done, but I wasn't wasting my money. I was like, I've got Beak, I've got fucking Amber, the missing link and stuff. I was like, nah, you're all right.
But the point I'm doubling back on this is there's the brewery, and we can't remember the name, and we'll find it. Love, hate.
I think
story,
it's One Love. One Love, I think it was what it is.
Right. But I can't remember the name of it. But
Yeah.
I know the badge and all the rest of it. But I will not buy the beer again.
Exactly. Right, finish off with a quick Dunkel, and then we are done.
What the Dunkel?
What the Dunkel? A funny video that I've seen this week, and it's made me giggle way too much.
Will you hurry up?
He's trying his best.
Cahill, I told you to shave.
I did shave.
But then why have you still got a fucking beard?
Oh, you met me beard.
Go upstairs, get dressed and have a shower. Can you do that much?
Yeah, I'm not stupid.
What the fuck are you doing?
You told me to get dressed and have a shower.
For fuck's sake, Cahill!
Father, what's your secret? I clip me toenails in the sink.
That's disgusting.
I meant your secret to being stress-free. Oh, don't listen to people you don't like.
How do you do that? Cahill, how do you do that? Cahill!
Do you know the way you love me?
Yeah?
And the way I pretend to love you?
Fuck you.
Please don't make me go. I promise I won't call you bitch behind your back again.
You're going.
Bitch.
I heard that.
Starting from now. Adam. Yeah. Every father wants the best for his son.
I know.
Except me. I hope your wife is as miserable as mine.
Cahill Kelly!
Father doesn't remember how he proposed.
I do. I got down on one knee.
Ah.
And then I got down on the other knee and I went, please leave me alone.
No, you fucking didn't.
Enjoy your day tonight without me, Father.
Do I look alright?
You look fantastic.
Ah, thank you.
Ah, monster. You look beautiful. Ah!
Cahill Kelly! Cahill!
Father, don't give her your card. I don't trust her. What are you going to the bank for?
I need fucking notes.
That's the only fucking notes you're getting off me.
Cahill Kelly!
Absolutely brilliant.
Savage.
Absolutely brilliant.
Too funny.
Oh, it's so good.
I've got a good one for you next week. I'm not gonna lie. I was
Get dressed and have a shower.
that one cracks me up. Getting and he's in the show. Too funny. It's proper. What's the film they've just redone? No. No talk. Gun. What's the
Naked.
Naked Gun?
Gun.
It's Naked Gun style comedy.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. I'm gonna have to
Might
watch
be.
it. I don't know if I can take Liam Neeson serious with that, but
Oh no, I think it could be hilarious. Naked Gun is fucking hilarious.
it's so good.
It's like stupidly funny. Like it shouldn't be funny, but it's just like daft. That'll be good. That'll be good. Right then, as always, if you listen, make sure you subscribe, hit that ding-a-ling-a-ling to be notified of every single episode. Show your support, get a 5-star rating. Show your official support by going to patreon.com/Beer Fridge Podcast. Man, it's Gavin, that's Scott, that's MD. Till next time, cheery ball.
Toodaloo.
1, 2,